Welcome to Go Bears Diecast Workshop, Episode 7. This happens to be a 3 Blind Mice Invitational January build. It's going to be the Hot Wheels Angelica panel van. This is the actual casting that I had to work with. So we'll be getting started, taking it apart. I'm going to start out with my 1/16 drill bit to drill into the post. I like to start out with the small one first and then go to the big one, which is a 3/16. I'll drill out both sides with that 1/16 and then come back with that 3/16 to take off the rolled over post. Just double check to make sure that the 3/16 wasn't too big, because I am dealing with a plastic base. And I'll take my time with this because it is a plastic base. It's better to go slower and take it a little bit easy, taking a little bit off at a time instead of just drilling away, and then next thing you know you've taken off way too much, and when you tap it the 256 screw won't fit. But if that did happen, you could use a washer behind it. I use a small flathead screwdriver to assist with taking the base off of the casting. Sometimes it takes a little bit of finagling. But the one good thing is that I know I'm going to strip this, so I'm not too concerned about chipping the paint. You do have to be careful that you don't gouge the metal though. Sometimes I'll use my center punch to assist. It's fighting me a little bit, but I'll get it loose. Next, I'm going to have to take out the interior. And with this particular casting, the interior is the actual seats and console, dashboard, and motor all in one. Trying to be careful because I don't want to crack it. Probably going to have to approach it from a different way. It's just not giving up coming from the bottom. Well, the hood does open, so I'm going to pop it through that way. And there it comes out. So what you have is the base, the casting, the interior, and the windshield. I'm probably going to end up taking that chrome off the interior. Now I'm going to proceed to go ahead and drill out the post so we can tap it. I want to make sure that you're deep enough so the 256 screw fits nice and flush with the base and you don't have any gaps. I'm going to take some tap fluid. I like to use that. Just put a little bit in those posts that I've drilled, so when I tap them, it'll assist with cutting the threads for accepting the 256 screw. As you can see, you'll go ahead and turn it in and then come back out to clean the flutes. Now I'm going to take one of these little stone bits and just go around the outside just to make sure there's no burrs or anything left. So when I put it back together, it's nice and snug and doesn't get caught on anything. Just like to clean them up. Go over the top of them as well. Sometimes the casting will allow you to use a file, but this one is a little tight, so I just went on with the stone bit. After I get that all cleaned up and check it for its fit, I'll move on to stripping it. Here it is, stripped. You can see there is some remnants of paint left over. I'll use a brass wire brush to get rid of most of it. That particular brass wire brush, I really like it because it has the two sides. You can get in there and, use both the larger, and then you have the smaller bristles where you can get into some tight corners and stuff. Overall, the casting wasn't too bad. There was some casting lines that I'll file off just to make it nice and smooth. I'll take a pick and get into the crevices and dislodge some of the paint that was left over. If you don't have a set of these picks and you're doing this hobby, you definitely need to get a set. They're a lifesaver for cleaning up a casting. Now for the base, I'm going to pop those wheels off. And take my little flathead screwdriver. And there's 3 little tabs. You can bend one of those tabs and they'll pop right off. I'm going to paint that base flat black. There's the interior primed and the base itself flat black. I did strip the chrome off with some easy off on the interior. That works wonderful. Now on to some detailing on the base. This can be very tedious, but I really enjoy doing it. And I think it gives the casting a next level. There you can see some of the detail that I did on the base itself. Now I'm working on the interior. I painted it with a gloss white, and I'm going back and highlighting with orange on the seats. I'll paint the steering wheel black, and then I'll follow up with details on the motor itself. There it is detailed. You can see the motor and the seats itself. There's a little bit closer look. You won't see a lot of that once it's put back together, but it's just for me knowing that I've done it, and I really enjoy the detail work. So here's what we started off with. Nice little purple casting. And I went back with a pearl lime green. Did some chrome molding around it. Did the tail lights. Chrome molding on the grill and the hood. And of course the orange windshield, which is why I went with the white and orange interior. And you can see the motor detail right there. I left the wheelie bar on it. Thought about just doing a little something different with it, but I left it the way it was. I thought it was nice. Remember, if you like what you see, subscribe, ring the bell so you'll be notified of future videos. I'd like to thank Three Blind Mice for allowing the rest of us die-cast hobbyists out there to join in on the fun. And I'll see you next time. Thanks again.